All right, welcome to learning about the catalog on FamilySearch, which, fun fact, I have never used except for last week when I found out I was getting this topic. So I've been doing family history for over 15 years, and I've been with FamilySearch since they started. So it was fun to explore this button I've never pressed. So if you go to the search button, and we're looking in the catalog today. Now, what the catalog is, it's like a library, like when you go to the library and you're trying to search for books. So it's the catalog of all the genealogical materials, so books, online materials, the microfilm, publications, all made available by FamilySearch Online and for the family history libraries that they have all across the world. So some of these things will be online, and some of them you have to go to the place to find, to a certain building to find them. And just so you know, if you are searching Houston area and you think the Family History Center would help you better, our closest Family History Center is in Klein, over by Klein High School on Louetta. So it's not too far away. So you see here we have our basic search options that we're going to go through today. So you can search by place, surnames, titles, author, subjects, keywords. And then the availability, this will show you everything they can pull up online. You will only the things that you can browse online. So if you don't want to drive anywhere to find it. And then if you only want to search family history centers, you can also do that as well. So we're going to start with place. Now, for those of you who have used FamilySearch before, you know that when you search a place, it starts standardizing it for you. So if I type in Houston, it's going to give me a bunch of options. Now, I clicked on Houston, Texas first, thinking that that was what I needed to search for where we live. And it turns out there's a county called Houston. But what's fun is that it gives you these notes about the county. But you need to be careful when you're looking for it, that you know the county that things are in. And for that, I Google search a lot what the county name is for places. So you're going to update your search. And this is everything that's so it's available online or somewhere else about Houston in Harris County. And what I like about it is how it gives you a brief history of the area, tells you it was incorporated in 1837, and it became the seat of Harris County in 1836, that it was the capital of the Republic of Texas, and it tells you any disasters that may have happened that would help you realize why they probably don't have records for certain times. Also that it was known as Harrisburg. So if you had somebody who lived here in like 1805 and you couldn't find them in in Houston, then you would know to look for Harrisburg. Or as the country was starting up, they changed county names. It'd be nice to know what county it was previously called that you could be searching. So if you were interested, I found this really fascinating. So this is the funeral homes option. And you click on the blue link. That's going to tell you the title of it, the authors of it, how you can see it. And these are all the options. They have 1950, 1951, all these years. Now, if you know that somebody that you were related to or you were searching for used the sorry, I hope I didn't cut out. It said internet was unstable. Used a funeral home there in 1960. You could click here. And they have digitized this funeral book. So, sorry, I clicked on that without telling you what I did. So you click on view all pages. Now that's a lot of pages, but I'm going to show you some ways to navigate through this. So right here, these are thumbnail views. And with your thumbnail view, it gives you a zoomed out version of all the pages. They also have facing pages, so you can look at it more like a book. And over here, you can either scroll down Some of the scanned in items, you have to scroll down, and some of them have a click to the side. So you just have to hover over and see what they have. So you would look at this like a normal book. Now you can also zoom in, click on the page you want, and it'll give you a zoom in option. Now this is an index telling you what page the person's funeral is on. What's really cool, so if you knew that you wanted to look for somebody with the last name Duke, you can come to search. Okay, so in handwritten things you cannot, but there was one that I was doing where it was printed material, and you can search inside of the printed material to find it, so you don't have to just read everything. But here I see that Margaret Duke was on page 350. So I'd want to go out to my thumbnail and, sorry, this is going to hurt your eyes, go down to page 350. And depending on your internet connection, it'll take a while to load because this is a big image, right? But once it would load up, you would click on page 350 and you would see what the funeral program said. See if any of these have loaded. It says my internet's being a little funny this morning. So as you can imagine, these are really big documents. So right here, out of the index now into the actual documents, this gives you a list of what happened at the services, the person, their job, why they died, just this really cool overview of this person's funeral services. And these are things that could be available for any place. So that was searching by place. Again, we searched by Houston, Harris County, Texas, just to see everything that they have. They have land deeds, cemeteries, Jewish records, military reports, newspapers. So if you just want to get an idea of the area, there's histories and more specific things there. Now, another place, we're going to go back to catalog and search by surname. And this, you would type in a surname of the ancestor you're looking for. So I have a lot of people with the last name Worthy. And I would search for them, and this is going to show all the works that they have on Worthies. Now, this doesn't give you a lot of information, but what's really cool is if you click on it, because there's something that you're like, oh, this looks, the names sound familiar. If you click on it, it'll give you a summary of what is in it. So they're letting you know part of this is in German. The editor, these are the surnames that are in here and how they got this. It was on microfiche. And this gives you a summary of the thing you're going to look at. Now, they do not have this one available for looking through FamilySearch, but if you click on WorldCat, stands for World Catalog, it will show you where you can find it. So the Family History Library in Utah, and if you lived close to Utah in Ogden, you could go find it. So that WorldCat is going to take you out of FamilySearch and show you where physical copies are found of the item. Now, another worthy one, these can be really cool books because I don't know if any of you have had, but I've had family members who have gone through and created family history books that they hand out at family reunions and such. This one, so again, you have surnames over here, and this public means that you will be able to look at it. Now, this family has created a little magazine that they send out. They say how often they send it out, but they've made it look all fun and official. And so if this was your family, you could go back and read. You can zoom in, and this would tell you what was happening with this family and their relatives in September of 1971. And you go through and look at, let's see if we can search this one. Her. So since this is typed document, they can use the machine learning to pull out words. And so then you can just go, like if you had typed in a name, you would see where it is instead of having to read all 12 pages. So that's how you can search by surname. And you can do surname and place at the same time, but I found that it kind of limited the search results. So if you put in like your name Smith, you would then want to do a place because that's going to be a lot of things that come up. All right, searching by titles. If you know of a book that has been published about your ancestors or the people you are researching or area, but you don't know, you're just more comfortable using FamilySearch how to get to it, other than like Amazon, you want to see if it's on FamilySearch first, you can type it in. So this is a book that I own. You would type in the title. And again, go down to search. And it pulls up the book. Now, when looking for books, you want to click on any and not just online, because a lot of the books are not, since they're, people published them and they paid to get published and the royalties and such, they're not going to be on here. But again, it gives you the summary and it tells you how many pages are on it and the last names that are in it. And again, going over to the World Cat, what's really cool about this is that it'll show you what libraries it's in. So I would be really excited if I needed this book and I lived in Bowling Green, Kentucky or Big Stone Gap, Virginia, because I could go to that library and check it out and it would show me where it's at and then I could read it. So I thought that was a really fun thing to do. So the title is a little bit more specific in searching. And author is going to be more specific as well. If you're like, oh, I know my great aunt published a book about something, but I don't know what she called it, you could put in her name or his name. And it'll show you what aunt published. So this is another book that I have. And this was the author of it. And again, you would have to go and find it in what library it's located in. But I love the summaries that they give and that you can search by all these different things. Now subjects, some of you may have certain ethnicities in your families. Like for me, the Melungeon that I keep pulling up, it's a highly debated triracial people from the Appalachian Mountains. And so books have been written about them. So there's a subject, I could type that in and see what kind of books there are from it. Another one, a lot of people descend from the Mayflower, and there have actually been really good, again, your search, really good documents and books for the Mayflower. And you would look in here and say, they have descendants that went to Canada, descendants in Colorado, way different kinds of descendants, or you could just look at the ship, even if you're just interested in researching it. So they have the compact signed in the cabin of the Mayflower. And again, you go to view all pages. Oh, another thing is you can share these. If you want to show one of your friends, you can send an email and it would share this book with them, or you could copy the link and put it in an email. And again, I'm going to go to thumbnails just to zoom it out. And they've actually scanned this book, and so it looks like the way it would if you were to open the book. Now, I am trying so hard to be someone who can read books online. I just would rather print out my book and highlight it. So if there was something that you really did want to read, but it's just not going to work on your, not work on your computer, then you might not be able to print this. There are some that you can print. Let me go back. Okay. Sorry, I'll just search that again. Subjects. Okay, we'll click on a different one. So they have add to print list. And you go to your print list. Okay, so you would have it here. And if you were to print it, it's going to load. So, okay, this is just going to print the information. So there must be some that you cannot print because they don't have a digital of this one. Hopefully, I'm sorry, I can find one that you can. But you would be able to print it. You would want to be very committed that you want to read it because that is a lot of pages. So if you were to find one, you could print. And of course, you could also print to PDF. If you don't know how to do that, you can look up how to print PDF. And that way you have it on your computer, but not online, but you're not using the paper to print it. And so our last search in the catalog is keywords, which is really cool because subjects, you kind of just type in one, but keyword, you can type in more than one word. And what it's looking for is anything inside the pages to have the words on it, where subjects more pulling from the title, keywords pulling inside of the article. So I want to learn more about these Melungeons, and I'm going to put in Indians and see what I can pull up with that. And I come up with all these articles and books will have things that talk about, it'll all have the word Melungeon and the word Indian in it somewhere. And again, I can look here to find what location it's in. And this gives me the summary of what it is. And then if I want to change my keywords, I can do this over on the side. I don't have to go back to catalog. I can do Melungeons and then Portuguese. That's another ethnicity they believe was in there. And that'll show me these as well. Again, my summary and where I can find it. So I do want to show you how you can print. So if you'll bear with me, I'm going to try to find something that we can print. We'll go back to Houston Harris and find something that we could see. We can see it. Okay, so it must just be, oh, what it is you can, here it is, print or download the files. So remember, you have thumbnails, the facing pages, information about it, print or download. So you can download a PDF or JPEG, and then you would have that on your computer. You wouldn't need to be connected to the internet to look at it. So that is how that would work. And then if you wanted, you could then print it from your computer from there. All right, I'm going to put this back on. It's been a little interesting teaching without seeing people, but does anyone have any quick questions that they have about the catalog? And you'll just have to start talking because I, again, haven't figured out how to see everyone.
So WorldCat only comes up on those that you can't find something on?
Yes, that's true. And then you can also, if you just want to search the WorldCat, they do have that in this option over here. When you pull up the catalog.
You can't go straight to WorldCat unless you go through here. Is that correct?
Yes, from the FamilySearch page, yes.
Well, no, from the catalog, that'll get you to WorldCat if you can't find it otherwise.
Yes.
Okay.
Share. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone. And it'll be time to go to your breakout room, and good luck with everything you work on today.